Ayo, 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 ayo. What's up, everybody? Happy New Year 2022. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good from wherever you're tuning in from. And remember, we are going on like we never we are back like we never left. We are back like we never left. Happy New Year to every single person. And welcome to Wendy Talk Show Raw Edition. Remember, this is a talk show that happens every week on Friday. And this year we're gonna be having it at 1:30 p.m. Chicago Dallas timing. It's gonna be 10:30 p.m. East African timing. Guys, tell us where you're tuning in from and who you are tuning in with, where you're tuning in at, whether you're tuning in from YouTube or Facebook. Let us know and tell us if you are ready for this amazing topic today. Bring as many people as you can. Remember, we are here to have amazing discussions. So bring it on, guys. Bring it on. Tell us who you're tuning in from, who you are tuning in with, and what you got going on today, right now, this minute. Tell us where you're tuning in from, whether you're tuning in from Facebook or YouTube. And if you are ready to talk about this amazing topic, guys, we are ready to talk about this topic because it's so wide. So we better start as early as we can. Bring all the input that you can. This is a topic that needs a lot of input on it, guys. So bring all the comments, bring all the energy, all the thoughts, ideas, and everything. We just want to keep it going. I can see Queen of Mandalay saying happy to be here, man. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way from New Jersey. Thank you so much for tuning in, and big shout out to you. Big up yourself, guys. We are talking about a very sensitive yet a very realistic topic. We are talking about something that when somebody sees, they're going to be feeling like, oh, you in Jesus name, oh, they're going to be, praying all they can, because they think that, this is a curse and things like that. But no, it is not a curse. It is very okay to talk about the things like this, because it just shows that, you are prepared for the life after, the next life, for the next life, so and that's why we are here to talk about this. I can see Abby Mary is saying, oh, so you look so beautiful, Han. Thank you so much. And I can see Joy is saying, so happy to be part of this topic. Tuning in from Facebook, Pilot. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. This topic is so wide, so we just want to start talking about it right way this minute. So anyway, we are talking about a topic. The title is What If You Die Today? The topic is What If You Die Today? I can see Okelo Nicholas is saying looking good. Thank you so much. I can see Glenn Pierce is saying hi there. Wow, you look so beautiful. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. I can see Nelson What is saying Happy New Year, Wendy. Welcome back. We are back like we never left, guys. And I can see it's almost like Facebook people are not here or they're not talking, but we just want to start talking about the topic, which is what if you die today? This topic seems plain if you just read it like that and go on with your life or something. But if you stick right here all the way to the end, you're gonna understand what we're talking about right here. We are talking about what are the plans that if you are a family person, if you got like two kids, one kid, you are the 2.5 kind of family, you got like four kids, you are just single right there. Are you gonna be okay when you die today? What if the day comes today? Are you going to be ready? I know nobody is always ready, but what plans have you set in place for when you kick the bucket? You understand? This is what we're talking about. I can see a comment. Queen of Mandalay is saying, you look stunning, Han. I agree with everyone's sentiments. We are in here, boo. Thank you so much, guys, for the support and the love. So you just want to bring your points together as we are talking about this topic. When we're talking about life after death, we are talking about the things, the 1, 2, 3 that you have set in place for when something happens to you. What if you're just headed to work and something happens to you? Maybe you end up having an accident, God forbid. I'm not praying for things like this to happen to any other person, but we are trying to have a realistic conversation. We've seen families, that were on top come all the way to the ground because they didn't have plans of after death. You understand? Things like that, maybe they were the richest, but they didn't have their kids as the next of kins and things like that, and for some things to kick in, it's also a process, and ABCD. You understand? So these are the things that we are talking about. We are talking about insurance. We are talking about emergency funds. Are you going to be the people who are going to be there on people's DMs asking them for contributions for a medical appeal, for the fans, for things like that? You understand? This is what we're talking about. This is a conversation that needs to be had, because right now the society is moving forward. You understand? Everything is becoming digital. Right now, everything is moving forward. So you don't want to tell me that you're moving forward with the technology of Instagram, but you don't want to move forward with your life savings and the life insurance and things like that, the policies that govern your day-to-day lives. You understand? So this is why I decided to talk about this, because I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. So I felt like, yes, people need to be educated about death. It is something that is uncomfortable to talk about, because you don't know the time or the hour or the day. You don't know when it's gonna come, or you don't know whether it's gonna knock at your door today, tomorrow. But these things happen every day. Diseases are there, things are there, COVID is there, anything might happen. And if you didn't lose any person in your family, for example, last year, you must be a very lucky breed. You understand? So but here is a new year to focus on things like this, to avoid the things that we saw happening last year, and things like that. So I can see Annie is saying death is such a taboo topic, but it is something that we have to prepare for and embrace. We are talking about, I remember when one of my friends was talking me into getting an insurance before I had relocated here and things like that. But I couldn't understand things like that. So I was like, I already have the NHIF and things like that. I don't see the need of having, a life insurance and things like that. But when I look at it right now, when I look at it, from a wider angle and things like that, now I see why it's so important to have things like that in place. When you are a husband, you are a wife, you are a sister, you're a brother, you are married, or you are single, you're planning to get into the next kind of step, maybe marry or things like that. Do you have everything in place? Your finances are tight, but can you spare a little bit to get life insurance and things like that, to take care of your family while you're gone? Or you're going to leave your family as a burden to some other people who are not even financially stable too? These are the things we are talking about. And I hope now you're getting the point of why we decided to talk about this topic that people consider a taboo. I know in the Black kind of family it is a taboo, because I've seen, if you just say that, what if I die today? Somebody will, in Jesus' name, in the name of Jesus. This cannot happen. This is not okay to talk about and things like that. But in reality, you need to be prepared in case things like that happen. If something happens to you today, and God decides that this is your last breath you're taking, if I finish this live right now, and God decides that that was the last moment that I shared with you guys, am I gonna be in a position to to be safe in the grounds where I am, and smile like, I know everything is gonna be okay with my family, apart from the grief and things like that? Or am I gonna be leaving them with a whole burden? Do I leave them with a lot of debts and things like that? Or I'm just gonna be getting my burial taken care of and things like that? You understand? So I can see Queen of Mandalay saying, live every day like it is your last, and prepare for tomorrow like you want to come. Stay ready so you can never have to get ready. Exactly. You need to make some steps in order to be ready in case things like that come. I can see Cheshimgas is saying, with this hand to mouth kind of life, nothing to save. Wow, that is also a challenge. But there are some insurance policies that are so cheap and affordable. So you can, for example, maybe you spare like 500 a month or something, and it's gonna cover up to 1 million or maybe 100,000 of your expenses when you go down that road. You understand? So it's just short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. You understand? I can also see that come on, guys. Welcome. Such an interesting conversation. I can see Nelson what is saying. Life insurance and health cover is unavoidable. It is mandatory for Kenyans who've hit the age of 18 to register as members of NHIF. They go Dubai for vacation na hata hauna health cover. Yes, people need to think of things like that. I know with the hand to mouth kind of life and things like that, it's so hard. But the same way you sacrifice to go and get alcohol is the same way you can sacrifice to go and get medical insurance, life insurance, and things like that. So I'm starting with the first point, which is with the insurance kind of preparedness. We're starting with the insurance, and then I'm going to be talking about other things. So yes, I can see people are with me in this. I can see Glenn Pierce is saying term life policies are the least expensive policies for the maximum benefit. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But people are like, why should I be talking about my death? No, I don't need to talk about things like that. You don't need to talk about it, but how about your kid? So you need to look after your family, your kids, your husband, your wife, and things like that. You need to be ready. It's not like you are speaking death upon your life. No, you're not speaking death upon your life. You're just getting ready in case it happens. Because let's be real here, guys. Most of the time death comes unexpected. There is no way like somebody's always waiting for their death. It happens when you least expect it. So these are the things that I'm talking about, so that you make the necessary steps in order to get ready when that time comes, and you don't leave a whole baggage behind. Oh, mortgage to take care of, oh, cars to take care of, or you hadn't even cleared your last phone bills and things like that. You understand? You need to set everything in place so that and as Glenn Pierce says, life insurance is the least expensive. And you can, because they don't know if you're gonna die today or whatever. And it's just a gamble. It's a 50-50 kind of thing. And the more older you get, the more the least expensive it becomes, because older people are more delicate compared to younger people, you know because they are so vulnerable and things like that. I can see Joy where is saying, even training your little ones and telling your spouse your wishes in your absence, and telling them the ropes of how to make money and handle funds and assets in their absence. We've seen a lot of people who were so rich. They were living a lavish kind of life when their spouses were alive. And then immediately their spouses succumb, then they are below the poverty line, because they didn't have these kinds of conversation with their spouses. They didn't have these kinds of conversation with their parents and things like that. We've seen parents who passed on and left no legacy at all to their little ones, because they felt like it's a curse to talk about topics like this. You understand? So they left them with nothing to hold on to, with nothing to hang on to, and in some cases, even at very tender ages, you leave your relatives with a lot of baggage to take care of, because you didn't plan ahead. You understand? So we need to look into those things. They are beneficial to everybody. They are beneficial. And if at all you care about your family, if at all you love them the way you think, then you should be looking into this. You should be considering things like that. This starts immediately when you get into a relationship. Let's say you get married today. When your husband dies today, when your wife dies today, are you going to be having stress to go around starting to look for funds and things like that, asking for more loans to add on to the salt? You understand? Are you going to be able to take care of all of those things, or it's just going to be nothing to sweat about because she put everything in place? And that's why I love, because nowadays jobs, they have those policies where, they can deduct some amount, and they take care of your health insurance, they take care of your uh, life insurance and things like that. It's on how much you are willing to pay in order to be covered and things like that. You understand? I can see, and Quito Mandali is saying that I agree. People dealing with debt is already so heavy, and also dealing with debt and losing your assets adds to the pain. Yes, it happens all the time. I can see Glenn is saying term life policies do not build up cash value, but they have a much greater benefit compared to whole life. Okay, some things I don't understand so well, but yes, you guys, you can help me with that. I can see also Kuno Mandali saying whole life is a cash grab to me, to be honest. Time is great, and you're not killing yourself to pay for insurance. Yes, you don't have to kill yourself to pay for insurance. They are they can be as little as possible, and they can be also as expensive as possible, depending on what you want, the kind of arrangements you want. How do you want your funeral to be conducted? What do you want? And at the same time, this at times they can be converted to cash to imagine after taking care of your funeral, the remaining balance, whatever they give to you. But I understand that in some they cannot convert it to cash, just like Pierce is saying there. So it's upon you to decide which one you want to. But the whole point, the bottom line is you have to get health insurance, get life insurance. Stop bugging people with so much. People already have so much to deal with: mental awareness, mental health awareness. People have bills to take care of. People have you know their own insurance to take care of, they're still maybe paying their student loans and things like that. And then you're here, you want to just bug them with all of these things. You want to leave people stressing over your funeral because you could go and buy all the alcohol, but you couldn't spare a little bit to have the good send off that you could have desired, or also, without stressing your people that you're leaving behind. I am seeing, I can see Nelson, but he's saying Glenn and Queen kind of consider a layman as myself. The Kizungu you're using is too much. You guys, okay, if you don't understand, we can clarify. And also, Glenn Pierce and Queen Mandali, you can clarify a little bit for Nelson. Is saying you're using too much English. I can see for life insurance, they pay the full amount of policy upon your death. Yes, for life insurance, they pay the full amount immediate after you're dead. There are procedures, there are things that you need to sign in ABCD, and then it kicks in. You understand? For life insurance. So if I'm your wife right now, and you kick the bucket right now, then I don't have to worry about anything. I just have to follow the legal procedures and measures. If you told me about them, then if you listed me as the beneficiary, then I can go and just follow the little steps that I need to follow, sign a few documents here and there, and just wait for it to kick in. Imagine how comfortable that is. Instead of you just died today, I'm dealing with your loss, the pain, the grief, and things like that. But I'm still dealing with who am I gonna contact in order to raise $300,000, in order to raise $100,000, and things like that. Who am I gonna contact? Things like this, because you are not listening when people are talking to you about life insurance. You're not listening to people when they were talking to you about life insurance and health insurance and things like that. You understand? So imagine the comfort, the relief that is going to be on you when you realize that you just lost somebody, but you don't have to go through the financial traumas and things like that, because they got it taken care of, because they were paying every single month a certain amount of money, which is so little compared to the maximum gain that you can get. And at times it can even go up to $1 million. You understand? Yes. So I can see Glenn Pierce is saying a term life policy means that you pay a certain amount per month for the life of the policy. It has a defined benefit, say $1 million paid to your beneficiary on your death. Yes. So things like that. I hope we are together in this right now. I hope we are together in this, people. I hope we are together in this. And I can see, and Glenn Pierce is giving us the differences between a lifetime policy and a whole life policy. So a whole life policy takes your monthly payment, but it puts it in an account each month. The cost is much higher compared to the term life policy. So according to me, I'd prefer the term life policy, because the whole life policy is a little bit more expensive, and it's that money that you're giving that is being saved. If I'm getting it right, it's that money that you're giving that is being set in a separate account, that when you die, that whole amount is given to you, you understand, but is given to the beneficiary that you placed there. At the same time, the lifetime policy, it's just a certain amount that you give per month, but there is, for example, $1 million, it can be even $500,000, that is going to your beneficiary's account to take care of them and to take care of you, your preparations and things like that while you are gone. I hope we are together up to that point. I can see it is also best to get it when you're young and in good health, to lock in a good price. Yes, it is also, this thing is also good to take when you are in good health, when you are young, so that you can look at great prizes, great, benefits and things like that. You understand? And I can see Glenn is saying the interest paid on the whole life policy is much less than you could earn if you instead invested the money in other types of investment. Exactly. That's what I am trying to understand. And that is what I told you guys earlier. And I hope that we are together in this. So if you're going for the insurance, the whole life policy is a little bit expensive and it has less benefits. When you are going for the term life policy, it is less expensive and the benefits are much. I hope now I've expounded this one in layman's language. So, yes, you need to think about things like that in order not to bag your relatives, your friends with a lot of responsibilities while you're gone. You understand? And I understand, like, according to our cultures, most people come through with the help most of the time after you have kicked the bucket, after you are gone. And they don't mind even taking loans to come through to your help. But imagine the kind of relief that you will give these people when you put things like this in place and just let them take care of you while you are gone, and just let them mourn you in peace without any other kind of financial traumas. I hope we are together on that. So one of the preparations that we were talking about was health, what was the insurance, and we've expounded a lot, and I hope we are together in this. I can see Queen of Mantley saying, I agree, Glenn, and the insurance broker makes more on a whole life policy as compared to a time life policy. So I hope we are together in that. I was also talking about, the topic is what if you die today. So I had a lot of things to talk about. I was talking about also, are you going to be satisfied? Are you going to leave a legacy behind? Are you going to be a person who people are going to feel nice when they die? Or are you going to leave, are you going to leave, heart aching and things like that, Uh, and are you going to die with with a lot of things in your heart that you did not accomplish because you feared what the society was going to speak about? Or are you going to go a happy person because at least you gave it a try? You understand? I keep on talking to people to not fear going after their dreams, especially if they have if they have the opportunity, if they have the resources, if they have the support and things like that. You understand? Some people have died without experiencing love. Some people have gone to the ground without experiencing any kind of, without going after their dreams, without going after the people that they admire, without talking to the people that they thought that meant a lot to them without coming out and talking about the things that are bothering them? Are you going to die with a heavy load in your heart, or are you going to go in peace because you are a person who uh is a free spirit and would blend anywhere, because they don't fear being judged, because they don't fear going after whatever they believe is right? You understand? Did you go and run for that office that you think that you deserve? Did you are you going to die a person who is just sad and is just an envious piece of shit, who just sees people going after their stuff, and they feel irritated and they feel pissed, they feel offended? Are you gonna be this kind of a person, or are you gonna go a peaceful person? I know not everybody normally gets closer, even closer to achieving whatever they have, their dreams in their lives. Some people get close enough, but there is no way that you can find out what you have by sitting there and doing nothing about it. Everybody is gonna die anyway. At the end of the day, nobody is gonna stay alive. That is what I understand from the Bible that I have read, and from the preachings and the teachings that I've heard about and I've seen. I know everybody is gonna end down there someday. It says that we are all made out of dust, and that's where we will go back to. You understand? So uh are you gonna be, which person are you gonna be when the day comes and it's today? Are you gonna be a person who was feeling like telling me something, but you couldn't say because you felt like I don't deserve it? Are you a person who felt like maybe your kid has a potential, but you fear that they don't have the correct resources, so you kept on tearing them down and telling them that they cannot do that? Are you the kind of person who was experienced, their kind of life that they went through, they didn't really like it, so as a result they keep on tearing any other person, including the kids, by telling them that if I didn't make it, who are you to think that you can make it? Or are you a person who builds up other people in order to make them accomplish whatever you couldn't accomplish? Are you the kind of person who even competes with the kids? Are you the kind of person who competes with your friends? Are you the kind of person who supports your people, your dreams? Are you a dreamer, or you're just a person who is a sleeper and you never dream at all? You understand? I can see Annie is Joy Awori saying life is all about perspective. If I was to die, I will be thankful for everything that went right in my life rather than think of all that went wrong. Yes, that's also another way of looking at it. If you die today, it's okay to look at, it's I don't want to say it's okay. It's better to look at the positive things that you've gone through more than the negatives, because most of the time the most of the time the positives will outweigh the negatives. But I understand that most of the time, for most people, it's the negatives that have a lot of weight compared to the positive things. But are you going to be a person beating themselves up because of the negativities, or you're going to be happy for the little positive things that you achieved in your life? You understand? And I'm with Annie with that 100%. I can see Nelson what he's saying. I'll head to Jonah. Excuse me. Nelson but is saying I will head to Jonah with a light heart. Nelson is also saying I'm asleep. The other time we were talking with Ivy, we were saying that there is something, it's called the power of the tongue. So whatever you confess is what is going to happen to you. So right now you're saying you're a sleeper, you don't dream. So it means you haven't even started going after your dreams. And let me tell you something, it's never too late to go after whatever you call a dream. Different people have dreams depending on how you define dreams. You understand? Whether it's just sleeping and waking up, that is also a dream. Whether it's something that you really want to go after, that's also a dream. So depending on how you define it, everybody has it. So uh The power of the tongue. This thing is very strong, my dear. You don't want to say that. So claim something and go after it. There is also a group of people who claim it, but they do nothing about it to go after it. So those kind of people also, you are dangerous. You need to get real with yourself. What if you die today? Also, I want to talk about people who keep postponing stuff, like, oh, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start working on it tomorrow. I'm going to start working on it tomorrow. What if today is your last day that you take a breath? What are you going to do? You're gonna die without even trying. Imagine. And that thing hurts more than trying and failing. Imagine. So it's better to overcome your fears and go after them. Attack these things. There are some people who fear even falling in love because their last relationship was terrible, because their last relationship couldn't work, because it ended up breaking them in pieces, little pieces, more than very tiny glasses. So they feel like, when I go after this one again, it's gonna be the same, and I'm not gonna do anything about it. It's not. I'm just not meant. We've also seen some people even saying, loud, that, I know that I'm cut from the material where, we don't do well in relationships. So no, I'm not gonna go after it. It is not okay. Some people have died without experiencing even real love. All they've been experiencing are infatuations and, crush and obsessions and things like that. So they don't even know what love is, and they die without experiencing love. But you have a chance to make things right today, and just go after the person that you consider that you love. Ask them out, go to that dance, have that drink. But I always say, do not drink on an empty stomach. Set base kama kawaida, set the base, and then tandaza vitu. I can see Nelson is saying, sasa umesema dream ndio kitu una pursue. Nelson, sijui kama unanipata vizuri. Dream ni ile kitu ambayo, that's something that, you feel like, you are meant for this. You feel like, you cannot do without this. You cannot do without this. And I normally say that if you have the passion, nothing can kill your dreams. If you're not passionate enough, then somebody can kill your dreams. But if you have the passion and what it takes, you can go after this thing, and as much as you can, keep attacking, redefine your goals. Go back to the drawing board. Every time that you try making 3 steps forward and you feel like you're getting 5 back, just go back to the drawing board. you know uh Examine yourself, evaluate yourself, write a few things down. Look at where you've gone wrong. Look at where, it's not always other people who are always wrong. Also, you can also be wrong at times. So it's also good to accept that, you could be the reason why something is not going the way it's going. So also, you can make it a point of going back to the drawing board and make a few corrections, make a few notes, Pali, and come back and start it again. One time it will always work. Remember the guy who if it wasn't people trying and trying and failing is also part of the process. So do not fear things like that. So we've seen a lot of people, they are so bitter. They are so bitter. They are so bitter, guys. They are so bitter because uh they've tried maybe 2 to 3 times, things are not working their ways. So they feel like, life has come to an end. But life has not come to an end. There is always a chance. As long as you still have a breath in you, there is always a chance to better yourself, you understand? So, and it could be just one step away. It could just be that time that you feel like you're giving up. That maybe could be the time that God made sure that time it's gonna be yours. we've seen it from beauty contesting, pay whatever. We've seen it from, athletics. We've seen it in football. We've seen it in Miss World or whatever. These things we've seen it all the time. When you just feel like, you're giving up, and then the penalty kicks in, and it just make the scores right and things like that. You understand? And I can see Nelson is saying, if you have the passion, nothing can kill your dreams. Wendy.Le.Genius 2022. I can see Glenn Pierce is saying, exactly, if you try for love one more time, you may just find the love of your life. That's exactly what happened to me. God brought me the love of my life. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. I can see Kuno Mandali is saying, successful people are ready to risk it all. If your dream doesn't scare you, it is not big enough. I normally tell people also, if you don't speak about your dreams and people laugh about it, then you need to go back to sleep. Maybe sleep longer this time, because your dream is not scary enough. People are not laughing at you. It means your dream is not scary enough. You have to set the bar so high so that when you don't reach, your bar is here, you don't reach here, maybe you are going to get here. You understand? Rather than setting it here and then you get there, and then what? What after you achieve this one? It's gonna make you sit on your comfort zone. You're not gonna keep trying. You're gonna feel like, you've reached the point that you wanted in life. You're not going to have a driving force. And that is the most dangerous thing that can happen to a human being who still draws air in them. You don't need to be that kind of human being. I can see Nelson Gwadi is saying, wish you well on that journey. Glenn Pierce, we wish him well too. And keep trying. Nelson Gwadi, we by the next show, I want you to tell me about your dreams, because we can't be just moving like sheep. What is the difference between you and the sheep if you don't have dreams? You understand? You have to be having dreams, something that pushes you when you wake up, something that makes you feel like going. You understand? You have to have a driving force, and that you want to attack it with so much rage and things like that. If you are fearing to go after your dreams, after your passion, after your career, your talent, things like that, last year, this year, make it different. We've all been given 365 days. It's what you do with each day that matters. It's not about what happened to you last year. It's not what happened to you 3 years down the line, back. It's what is going to happen to you from today, moving forward from the 1st of January. Today is the 7th. What have you done until today? If you haven't, it is never too late to start. Start today. You understand? And then you're going to be having something to go after. I can see Nelson Guardi. Thanks. It's been awesome and only gets better every day. Guys, well, the topic of the day is very, very key. So we've talked about the insurance things, and we've talked about health insurance. We've talked about life insurance. We've explained all the policies and things like that, all that you need to know about, so that you don't leave your kids behind. I've also seen cases where people, they die, and then let's say it was I had a family of maybe I have 5 kids or 4 kids, and imagine I die. We've seen cases where maybe their parents died on a car accident, both of them passed on, and now there are 5 more mouths to feed. That is without, we're looking at shelter, food, clothes, the basic needs to begin with, education. Guys, 5 people. And most of the times you find that, even if the relative is wealthy, they can only do much because, every person is trying to live their lives so that they can have a better life than what they were given by their parents and things like that. I don't know about you, but that's how I've always looked at life, that I'm trying to make it better than what I was given. I'm not trying to make it worse than what I was given. Then it means that maybe I'm doing something wrong. So every day I pray to God. Every day in everything that I'm doing, I pray to God. I pray for God's wisdom. I pray for God to guide me through the steps that I take towards making my future a little better than what I got in my past. You understand? So I'm not going to compromise my comfort, that I'm trying to make you I'm trying to take care of you because you didn't plan yourself. No, those kinds of conversations, they are happening right now, and I'm having it right now on my show, because a lot of people feel like it's rude to talk to people like that. A lot of people feel like it's bad to talk about things like that. But no, it is real. People are tired. People already have a lot on their backs, that they don't feel like, you have to add them another baggage on their heads. And most of the time, that's why you will find that most relatives are mistreating these people, because you've compromised my kind of lifestyle. Because it's not your fault, but it's your maybe your parents, because they didn't take necessary precautions. Maybe they were just living an average life, but they were feeling like it's not necessary to have life insurance. They were feeling like, I'm not gonna die today, so I'll take care of you as long as I can, and things like that. No, it is not okay. I can see, and Nelson is saying, tofauti yangu na kondoo is that I walk on twos and the sheep on horns. No, I didn't mean it to come out like that. Like, hey, Nelson, please do something about this. Do something about this. I can see Kuno Mandali saying, Nelson, I pray that you find something that excites you to be alive every day. Yes, I pray for him too. And I can see Nelson what he's saying, nothing excites me anymore. Nelson, what do you need? I don't know, you need to see me in my office. I can see Kuno Mandali saying, find your purpose. Yes, purpose is very important. It keeps you going. It makes you know that you have you have I don't want to say a purpose again, because that's what we are finding. That it makes you feel like I I am rightfully living, and things like that. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect in order to find your purpose. No, you just have to be having blood flowing through your body, and something just going through your brain. And that's all it takes. It doesn't need you to be the brightest person in the planet. It doesn't need you to be the dumbest person who ever existed. It doesn't mean that you are the holiest person on earth, and things like that. So let us be realistic people. Let us not squander life until we are not thinking about the future, what the future holds. Yes, the Bible tells us, I have plans for you, for your future, and things like that. But no, people have found out that people twist the Bible how they want in order to make it fit the kind of narrative that they're trying to push across. Do not be that kind of a person. Be a person who reads and understands, a person who goes by what is required of them to do, a person who has a purpose in their lives, a person has who is putting into consideration getting that policy that we've talked about, a person who is trying to make not hell for people while they are alive and even after they are dead. People who try to make the world a better space to live in. That is what we are trying to be right here on this show. So, our question is still here for you. What if you die today? What have you set in place for you, for your kids, for your siblings? If you are the only one who your parents left with all the responsibilities, are you going to do the same mistake that they did, or are you going to make things right? You understand? These are the kinds of things that we are talking about right now. And I hope that we are together in this. And I hope this conversation has shed a little bit of light to you than ever before. And if you are the kind of people who are, you know, talking about or against ruling against this kind of things, then I hope that right now you can go back and reconsider things like this. You understand? Some work better, some don't work better. We've seen some insurances having, some tricks, some insurances, they don't even, some insurance people, they are just after your money. Maybe they talk big, but when it comes to the benefits and things like that, they don't offer them as much as they talked about them before. So do your research. Do your research. Do not be played. Do not get into shoddy things. And also, just in the line of insurances, we've seen people right now, because we've seen people just killing one another in order to gain it. Do not be that kind of a person to, just do things that, even if it comes out today, you're going to be happily talking about it. Do not be those kinds of people who some things come as a shock to people when they find out that, maybe you're responsible for your spouse's death, you are responsible for your siblings' death or for your parents' deaths, because now you know about insurance, for about life insurance, and you know that you are the beneficiary and things like that. Those ones also we are talking against. Let us be people who are doing right. Let us be people who are not leeches. Do not be a person who is after somebody else's life. You cut somebody else's life short in order for you to live big. Do not be that kind of a person, because it will always catch up with you. And nothing is as precious as life. And I normally feel people say that, or I see people, who have tried to commit such crimes. They don't go away free. It will always catch up with them. And blood is heavy, guys, and it will always catch up with you. So, yes, let us be people. Let us be people. Uh, let us be people who are reasonable, who have a purpose, who uh, are thinking clearly. I can see Queenie saying also sacrificing your happiness to make others will end up in regret. I think living authentically will lead to feeling like you lived a full life. Yes, you don't have to uh compromise yourself so much in order to make other people happy, because I have a breaking news for you. It will always end up bad. These people will never appreciate you, so you better enjoy the little that you have. And also try to explain to people why you're doing what you are doing. Do not let people take advantage of you because of your position, because of your financial status, because of the person that you are, the person that you worked so hard to become. Maybe they were not even helping you in the process of becoming the person that you are. So really, really, really look out for yourself. Look out for yourself more than any other thing. Put yourself first. You are always coming first, baby girl, baby boy. Nothing else matters. It's your happiness that should matter. Always, you should be coming first. All those people and their responsibilities, they come second. But if you can spare a shilling, if you can spare whatever, come through wherever you can, but your mental health matters. You come first. No, you are not responsible for somebody else's negative vibes. You're not responsible for somebody else's whatever, what is it called, sorry kind of life and things like that. You understand? Be careful. People are bad. Friends can take advantage of you. Relatives can take advantage of you. They can bring you down so bad. And we've also seen, we knew about these stories when we were growing up. We've seen them right now, especially when we've grown up. Right now, we've seen at least a 1% of those stories where when you are low, people run away. When when you have things, when you're blessed and things like that, they start coming around. Watch out for those kinds of people. Watch out for leeches. Relatives are bad, friends are bad. Watch out for these kinds of people. People who can't give you something, like it's like a give and take kind of. Watch out for those kind of people. You come first and do not feel sorry for that. Okay. I can also see I can see Glenn is saying you have a responsibility to your spouse and your children first. You are not responsible for a healthy adult couple, adults capable of taking care of themselves but are lazy and unmotivated. Yes, there are there are those kinds of people. Some relatives, some friends, they are bad, they are entitled, and yet you are the person who is pulling the night shift. You are the person who is pulling those long 16-hour shifts, and then somebody is entitled. Your kids, yourself, your family, you come first. After you guys are taken care of, then you can go and try to listen to what they are saying. Otherwise, you don't have you are not responsible for anything. Somebody died, too bad. You can't come to help everybody. Let us be people who are realistic. And also, you, a relative, a friend who is feeling so entitled to my resources, to me as a person, shame on you, because both of us, we have hands, we have feet. Some of us have more opportunities than others, but the bottom line is you have to get out of your comfort zone. Jitume, go after these opportunities. They will not come at your door and knock. You have to go and knock those doors first. They will come, you know, but you are sitting because, because there's this narrative that there hakuna kazi, hakuna kazi, hakuna kazi. Hakuna kazi, yet you're not doing anything about it. I used to sell things. I was employing myself right before I was employed. Sasa, what's so special about you? What's so special about you? People, you have the brain. You can always think of ways to make. We saw the story of the lady who was, I don't know, in KU or whatever. She used to sell chips. Those little jobs that most people are like, I cannot sell chips. They will laugh at me. They will laugh at me. I can't. They will laugh at me. I can't chop mboga and things like that. Oh, they are gonna laugh at me. What are they gonna say? Oh, they are gonna judge me. They are gonna be making memes about me and things like that. At the end of the day, you you are all that matters. You have bills to pay, and you are paying them in a legit way. Come on. Do not feel ashamed of any hustle. I normally say respect all hustles. All hustles, from the security guard pale, from the mama mboga, from the mama machungwa, from the njugu vendor, to the ule naniwa top course, whatever, to a person who goes to those Luthuli avenues and gets, the Izo stocks, the earrings, bags, nini, and they hawk during the breaks in their classes. Respect every hustle. To the nurses who are taking care of people right now, to the engineers who are, making sure that, all the cables are okay, to the electricians, to all these people. Every hustle matters. Respect hustle ni hustle. To the prostitutes who are selling this shit to get something. Some people have fed their kids using that same thing that you guys are talking about and are judging them for. And you are judging a prostitute or a person who is selling chips or hamburger, and you are just there. You have all the talent, all the potential, and you can't do shit. You have to depend on other people, and if you're not even given, you get mad about it. You go starting to badmouth people left, right, and center. It cannot be like that. Let us be realistic, people. Let us be go after all these opportunities. You cannot find out what is in store for you if you're just sitting there. You have to get out of your comfort zone and go and knock those doors. That is what I'm talking about. I can also see I should tap from the wisdom of Queen of Mandalay. I can also see Glenn Pierce is saying there are too many leeches and relatives are the worst. Yes, that one I can tell you for sure. Queen of Mandalay is saying, here's a megaphone so that you can talk out loud. I can see Lychee people are the worst. I cut off a leech friends and couldn't be happier. Yes, cut them off. 2021, we did a lot of cutting off, and I hope that it makes you feel better. And it's really worth it. Some people are just there for the ride, and when it gets bumpy, they are the first people to get off the train. Take note of their actions and do not welcome them back. Those people are terrible. I can also see, yes, Queen, that's exactly what needs to happen. Hey, I'm late. Larry, welcome. And I can see Queen Amandla is saying, I started giving people the exact same energy they give me. Lol. I tell you. And then you become the bad person. Take note of those energy. Reciprocate as possible. 2022, we are not joking. We will reciprocate the energy. We will reciprocate the energy. We are not playing. I can see, I respect an honest hustler. Kwamboka, she still sells fries. Pale Kware, she's still keeping it going and alive. And yes, the other day she graduated. Congratulations to her. And yes, people were there. Some ladies were laughing, some men were laughing. Maybe some guys couldn't even hit on her because they felt like, she was a low class and things like that. But she was doing all she could to make a living. We've seen people going to wash clothes for people in order to make a living, you know, being housekeepers and things like that. Go and make those Go and knock those doors. You cannot know what potentially got in you if you just sit there and wait for miracles to happen. Miracles also happen to those who believe. Maria Carey says there can be miracles when you believe. So believing, it means that you start going after them. Pray to God all you want, but if you don't go after them, then he's just gonna keep on passing you as he goes to other people. You understand? I can see Queen Mandela saying janitors, lunch ladies, market workers, and someone making me a nice cup of coffee, to a construction worker. If someone is doing good, honest work, who am I not to respect it? Yes, respect everybody's hustle, regardless. If people open their books, you won't be able to deal with even half of their story, the little that they've gone through. Some people you've seen, when maybe because their parents didn't have life insurance and things like that, their parents passed on, and they were left with responsibilities. Maybe they were in high school, maybe when they were in campus, and as a lady, it's hard to get a job without a man taking advantage of you, because most of the jobs most managers, most employers are male. Most of the time it's male who are dominant in the employment kind of setups. So they will end up making terrible decisions, but just because they don't have any other options. You've never been to the Life has never pushed you to the corner so much that you don't have an option. Some of you won't relate because you have a lot of options laying around you. When you just make one phone call, then all the problems that you had get solved. So you cannot understand why people do other things. But growing up has taught me that I can never judge any kind of hustle, no matter how shoddy, how dirty I think it is. The best that I can do, if I don't agree with any of them, is just stay away from it. But if I don't understand, but I cannot go ahead and start judging a person for doing this, wash, prostitution, things like that. I cannot judge any person for doing what they are doing, because you don't see people's stories on their foreheads unless they open up and start talking about them. Then you will understand how much weight a person is carrying deep within their hearts. And yes, you might have the option to be going to office to office to look for jobs and get them every time you walk out of them. You might be the person who keeps on getting job opportunities, but other people, they don't even remember the last time that they sent out an email. It has never been responded to until now. Not until you see those long lines on outside those I don't know, this place is called, I don't know, Harambe House, or what is it called, Nyayo, whatever, in Nairobi. then you understand that it's not that people are lazy, it's not that people don't want to work. There are no jobs. The little jobs that are there, connections lazima. But in the meantime, what can you do? Can't you go and look for something little to do? Can't you go and set up a little business pale kwenye apartment, and you can even set up deliveries, you know? You can come up with something, you understand? You can start selling stuff. You understand? Things like that. I just don't understand. I've never been a person who likes sitting and so I don't understand. But I hope you get motivation today to start going after what you do. I can see Castro is saying life will go if someone dies anyway. We just have to leave it and make it worthwhile for our dependents. Invest for the future generation. We will all die someday. That's what I was talking about. Castro Jerry, thanks for adding some point onto that. I was saying we are all gonna die anyway. So what plans do we have for the future? For the people who we are leaving behind. You understand? Yes, life moves on and it moves on so quick. That's why I was talking to people who really feel like, they can't go after their dreams. They can't go because they fear what people are going to be doing, because they fear how much they are going to be judged and things like that. But life is going to go on anyway. The problem that I have is for you who right now is sitting on your comfort zone, and you have maybe your life figured out, but you don't have the life of your young ones, of your little ones, of your wife figured out in case anything happens to you right now. And that's why we were encouraging people to go for life insurance policies and things like that. Now somebody is saying hata money laundering mna respect ama hiyo story tuachie wa Somali. I don't want to be misquoted. I don't want to be misquoted. Lakini hustle ni hustle. Respect everybody else's hustle. I can see Queen Amanda is saying I have a kuzo who sold maca and was able to pay for his education and build his parents a house. I respect a doctor just as much as I respect a shepherd. Yes, guys, that is so true. It doesn't matter. I respect some women, manze, who used to chop all the bogus, manze, and they got their kids all the way to the universities, to campus, and things like that. I respect people who used to sell milk in order to come up with their school fees and things like that. Wanauza ice, wanauza gurus, all these things, and these things have money. It's just like people despise these kinds of jobs, but they have money. So it's just upon you to swallow your pride and accept that there are no jobs, office jobs, and go after these opportunities. I promise you the world is going to be a better place to live in, and we are going to have reduced amount of leeches, and we're going to have just a peaceful kind of environment to stay in. And we'll just be taking notes of how far we are with the little businesses that we are starting. And please support your relatives hustle, your friends hustle, and things like that. uh Only if they are legit, though. We've seen some people who are selling stuff but they are not legit. uh so if the hustle is legit, please support these people. Support these people. You don't know what the world has for them. Life has a way of showing people different things. So do not be a person who is learning from those things. So I want to see. Glenn is saying, where were those leeches when I was struggling, working two jobs, studying at night after work to make a career and a future for myself, out sucking the life out of others? Men, no. We should not encourage those things, and let us go after any job that. Let us stop. Let me put it that this way. Let us stop picking jobs. Let us stop picking jobs. When a job comes your way, take it. I can listen to you. Maybe if you have two or three offers and you're still confused on which one to choose, depending on the benefits, depending on the pay, hourly rate, and things like that. But you don't have a job at all, and you don't want to pick what you have because it's not your class, because it's not your kind of thing. It's not what you went to school for. Shame on you. You need to lower that pride and pick whatever you can get, right? Good honest work is good honest work. And I can see Nelson is saying ati selling angor, ati is hard bana, and it's literally like that. It's hard. So we need to stop looking, having so much pity on ourselves, and go work those jobs. Most people are always like, at here there are job opportunities and things. Yes, there are opportunities and things like that, but you will find a person getting out of school at 4 p.m. to go wipe tables, to go and sit people down at restaurants, things that huko nyumbani tunaona ni kama ati ni makazi za kudharauliwa and so on. Imagine you have classes, you have work, and you have other things to catch up with. So it's just about you kujituma. People normalizing these kinds of works. It starts with you and me. And then the world is going to be a better place to live in. The economy is going to be stronger. People are going to be happy. Nobody is going to be lagging behind. Nobody is going to be living below poverty level and things like that. Let us stop being lazy. Let us stop being in our comfort zones. Let us look at life like, we are living towards the future. Everything that we are doing relates to our future and the people that we care and love so much that we're going to be leaving behind. Let us be careful with what we are doing. Let us be honest in our actions. And yes, that's all I can say. I can see Queen is saying, yes, Glenn, they show up once you've conquered your triumphs to leech again. Boundaries is my word for 2022. Yes, 2022, we're not making the same mistakes we made in 2021. 2022, we are coming real as we can. And yes, that's all I can say. Guys, kidogo kidogo mate inakauka. So I need to log out. It's been an hour since we started talking about this. I'm so happy because I got some points. You guys joined me on the conversation, and it was amazing, guys. And I hope I haven't locked anybody out of this, and I hope that we are going to be working with different kind of mindsets. Moving forward, I hope that we are going to be people who uh, make sane decisions, people who, have a purpose, people who are trying to consider their future and the people who are around them. And I call it selfish when you know that you are capable of taking life insurance and you can't, because you're like, no, I'm not gonna die today. Like you're always in a private meeting with God or something. No, it is not okay. Let us be people who are less selfish. Let us consider other people and in our future plans, and let us be people who are trying to help, you know you know so anyway, with all that said and done, I wanna, okay, let me read this Glenn's point and then I log out. I can see Glenn Pierce is saying yes, and they always want to attack you if you refuse to help or give to them. Those leeches are where they are because of who they are. Let them wallow in their self-constructed pit. And also, I want to say something. It's never too late to get out of your pit that you dug yourself into. It's just the willingness. So you have to be willing first to get out of that pit that you dug yourself into and get out. It is never too late to go after something. It just takes self-discipline. So just be disciplined and everything is going to be okay. Guys, I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I hope you have an amazing 2022, and I hope that this year we're going to be having amazing conversations and more real talks. If anybody is offended with whatever we are saying, then it means that yes, you are the kind of people that we are talking about, and you need to go back to the drawing board and draw that thing so well. Have your dreams redefine themselves. Evaluate yourself, and at the end of the day, you're gonna find a purpose for yourself and things like that. I can see Ella, so take a big shout out to you. Umekuja late, lakini you can always catch up kama kawaida. Thank you so much for every single person who tuned in. I can see Queen Mandali, we love you. We love you guys. Big shout out to you. Everybody stay safe, and may God protect you. And Nelson Guadi, I'm still waiting on you to find a purpose for yourself. Big up yourselves. Thank you so much for spending your time to be part of this discussion. I love you all. Stay safe. COVID is real, and happy and prosperous 2022. I'm finishing by Elias Otege's comment, which says, if I die today, I will not be a happy man because I haven't done a lot, and it will be painful for a parent to bury their children. So we were talking about something like this. Otege, I just want to fill you in kidogo too, and then I just carried it right here. We had the discussion, you can catch up, but I was saying that, let us be people who have planned on their future with their life insurance policies, with their health insurance covered and things like that, so that we only leave our families with one thing to deal with, and that is the loss of a loved one, which is the grieving, because it is so sad to bury your loved one or your child, a person who is from the womb, and things like that. But yes, nobody is always ever happy when they die, but let us try to at least get closer to being happy when we die, because we've set things in place, because we've gone after those things that we feared going after, because we've set boundaries between us and those leeches who offer nothing but negative vibes, but anything to just bring us down and things like that. So Otege, catch up, and I hope that has helped you a little bit. I hope you have a peaceful day or night, depending on where you're tuning in from. Bye bye, guys. Until next time, I'm a fill you in on the topic of discussion, Wendy Talk Show Raw Edition, and I've been your host, Wendy.Le.Genius. See you guys around. Okay.